Hey there, I'm Chris, Head of Development at Creative Mules, which is the parent company of Saddle. I will be giving you a quick intro to Saddle, the framework, and how to structure a project. When you clone the project, the first thing you'll see is that the body has a utility class called UBackgroundDark. Classes starting with U are utility classes that you can use on any element to modify their styling. Under that, we have the page wrapper, which we just call page. The reason we have a page wrapper is so that we can easily copy the page if we need to. We can open this page and inside you will see 4 different elements. The first one is a component called global code. This is a div that includes both a CSS and a JavaScript embed. And the way these work is that this is just a CSS that is used on the entire project, and this is the JavaScript that will be used in the entire project. Both of these are inside a div that has the utility class uHide, which just hides these so that you don't see the weird gray box that Webflow gives you. Underneath those, you will see there's 2 more embeds with the same naming. These 2 CSS and JS embeds are specifically for this page. So they belong to this page, and any styling that should apply to the whole page will be added to this CSS block, and any JavaScript that you want to reuse in multiple sections of this page, you can put it in here. The next element is the main wrapper. This is the element that includes all the sections, and normally you would also have a nav and a footer, which would be siblings to these elements inside the page wrapper. Inside the main, there should be a section, and this is where you also place your other sections. And inside the section, there is again a CSS embed, a JS embed, and a container. Once again, as you can imagine, this CSS and JS are only supposed to apply to this section. And there is a small example over here where we are targeting the ID of Saddle logo, which is this HTML embed over here. And any JavaScript that you only want to run for this specific section, you can put it in here. Of course, make sure you're not targeting a global class like section or page or anything like this. The section is the element that controls the vertical spacing. So you will see we have a top padding and a bottom padding. These 2 values come from a variable, and we can go to the variables section over here, and we will see that we have a variable for the default padding, padding small, padding large, and then we have the same ones for tablet and mobile. You don't have to necessarily use these, but they're helpful for creating consistent spacing. On this specific section, we have applied a utility class of hide screen, which just makes it 100 VH. Next is the container, and this controls the horizontal spacing. So where the section controls the top and bottom padding, the container controls the max width and the left and right padding. We also have a utility class set on this one, but if you remove it and check the combo classes that exist, you'll see that there are 3 more combo classes, and these control how wide this container is. As you go lower, you will see that it becomes smaller. And inside the container, there is always a layout. This doesn't always have to have the name layout in it. It just makes it easier to differentiate it from other elements. And you can even name layouts with an underscored layout on the end, or you can use the grid calls class to make a very standard 2-column grid. Inside the layout, we will see we have a few elements. These 2 elements are custom elements, and that's why they have a custom class. We have home-hero, which is the element, and then underscore to signify a child element. And this element is the eyebrow. Underneath that, we have a div block. This is just to center everything. Inside the div block, we have a title wrapper. Title wrappers are used for headings, and they give some bottom padding to your heading. You don't have to necessarily use it only for headings, but this is the main usage of this element. By default, we only give you large and small, but you can also add extra combo classes with the same naming convention. Under that, we have a paragraph with a class, and if you wanted to give this a max width, you can wrap this with a text wrapper, and then give it a combo class of max plus whatever your max width is. Under the paragraph, we have a CTA wrapper, and this gives a top padding to your CTAs. Not only that, but it also handles multiple buttons and mobile, so you can add different buttons here, and you will see you will have spacing between them. And if you go to smaller breakpoints, you will also get some wrapping so that they never overflow. That's it for the page structure of a saddle project. Make sure to watch the next video to learn how to use the color system of this project.